This is the fourth video of the series that I've been making on how to build wealth and become financially independent. So we've talked about 3 tips before this, where we talked about how to set a goal. We've talked about how to create a budget. And then we've also talked about investment and the smart way of doing it. Today, the 4th tip is increase your earning potential. Now, it is as straightforward as it sounds, because increasing your earning potential is the one and the most important way for you to actually build wealth. Here is where you should be spending a lot of your energy, time, and effort, because this one tip is actually the most important thing that will decide whether you are able to achieve your goal of becoming wealthy. Now, when we talk about becoming wealthy or rich, a lot of times what comes to our mind is there a way for me to do that really quickly? Like any get rich overnight scheme or plan. And through our videos, we have realized that that actually is not true. There is a hustle required in order to get there. Like in one of my earlier videos, I talked about an example where we say, hey, I wish I had 10 crore rupees, then all of my problems would be solved. But the problem is, if you've got 10,000 rupees, if I have 10,000 rupees now, the 10,000 rupees in itself is not the problem. It's about how I'm managing that 10,000 is what is creating the problem. So if I'm not thinking of where do I spend, or how much of this 10,000 rupees should I spend, how much of it should I be saving or investing, how do I make more money? If that's not what I'm thinking with 10,000 rupees today, then if tomorrow, overnight, I get 10 crores, I'm gonna have maybe bigger problems than I do now with just 10,000 rupees. And so get rich quick or overnight schemes come with that kind of a problem, because you get a lot of money, and that's again if you're lucky. So it's not like anyone can become rich, and it's not a short way of finding a get rich quick scheme. But whoever does become rich overnight, let's say, struggles with the same problem. And so building wealth over time, what that's gonna do is teach you how to value the money. How do you use money for your advantage instead of becoming a slave to the money itself, right? So the hustle is required, and it helps you gain a lot of knowledge and experience to make sure that when you've got that money, that you're able to keep it and maybe even increase it even further. So I'm going to talk about 4 things, or 4 different ways that people usually make money from, and I'm going to share my view or perspective on each of those. So the 4 things are obviously a job, which is your regular 9-to-5 job, a business. You could become an entrepreneur and start a business. There are side hustles that you can make money from, and then finally through investment. So just briefly or quickly about all 4 of these. Now let's talk about a job. So in the example that we've been talking about, we have analyzed that we need to get to a 2.2 crore corpus over a period of 10 years. And then after that, we also want to be able to make 53 lakh rupees per year after taxes in order to lead that lifestyle that we want. So, and if you haven't seen the video, I encourage you to go back and see the series so you know where these numbers are coming from and what I'm talking about. Now, so we've got a goal in mind. And now if you are planning to start a job, maybe you've just graduated or finished your school, or maybe you're already working in some job for the last 5, 10, 20 years, what we need to do is see if the job has the potential of making you that kind of money in the next 10 years. Are you in that kind of a job that will give you 2.2 crores as corpus saved in the next 10 years and making 53 lakhs after taxes in the next 10 years, which is, we're talking easily about 75, 80 lakhs CTC. Now, if you are, that's great. If your job can provide you with that kind of money, then that's amazing. That's good news. All you have to do is make sure you excel at your job, and you're sorted. But if you're not, then I think it's time to introspect and find out what job can actually get you there. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go quit your job tomorrow, but I am suggesting that you need to find a way to find a job that can make you the kind of money that you have in mind. Now, one of the things that I see is that people do is they look at the next big thing. Like nowadays, it's AI. Hey, AI is the next big thing. It's gonna, it's gonna be a big game changer over the next 10 years. And so many of the folks are offering training courses on how to learn AI. And a lot of people, jump on that bandwagon and take these trainings. Today it's AI. A few years ago, it was some software language like Java, Python, C, C++, I don't know. A few years before that, it was graduation courses like Bachelor of Computer Science, for example. And I'm talking in the 80s and 90s. That was a new thing, and everyone wanted to jump on that bandwagon. But how many of those folks do you know that maybe took a Java or a Python course 10 years ago and are now millionaires? It's difficult to find that. So, in my opinion, that's the worst way in terms of looking for a job that can make you money. Because we're talking about something that may be the next big thing, but it probably isn't right now. Or maybe it is, but there are very few folks that can take advantage of that. So instead, what I would suggest, the best way of looking for a job that can give you that kind of money is, first of all, look at successful people. People that are in the position that you want to be in the next 10 years. Okay? They may be in a job, maybe in your company, maybe in some other company, maybe someone you know, or maybe someone online that you have read of or heard of. It's totally fine. Make a list of 20, 30 folks that you know are in the position that you want to be in the next 10 years. And then look at the job that they are in. All right? That is the job that I would recommend you should go after. Now, if you look at these successful people and copy exactly what they have done or mimic what they have done throughout their career, chances are you will end up in the same position or maybe very close to their position that they are in right now. And if that's where you want to be, then that's the best way for looking for the right job. Now the next thing is business. You could start your own business, or maybe you already have a business of your own. My only advice there, because there are multiple tips online available on how to start a business, how to become successful in it, and all of that. My only advice there would be that you start small, especially if you're starting for the first time. If this is your first business, let's say you're in a job and you want to start a business on the side. If you're starting something, start small and scale with success only. A lot of times, we always think, oh, I have the next big thing, the next big idea, And everyone who wants to start a business thinks they've got an idea that can change the world. You probably have an idea that could change the world too. But what I would recommend is start small. Take very small steps. Running a business comes with high stakes. The stakes are high, you've got a lot more to lose, you've got a lot more risk that you will take on. Of course, the rewards are equally high, which means that if you're successful with your business, then you will make a lot of money in a very short period of time, as compared to, let's say, a job. A job may not be able to give you that much success that quickly. A business can, but it comes with a lot of risks as well. So take small steps, start small, and then scale slowly over time. Let the success help you scale over time. So that's about business. Now let's talk about side hustles. Nowadays, it's almost become an important thing to have some sort of a side hustle, right? And there are so many side hustles that you can do these days online. For example, that can help you get some extra money on the side. There are multiple side hustles like freelancing. So whatever job you're at, maybe if your company allows you to do that, you can freelance with that skill and help people, for short-term assignments. You can look at, and I'm just naming things here that I've read on the internet. Drop shipping could be one of the things that you could look at. Starting a YouTube channel like I've just recently done, that could be one of your side hustles. But having a side hustle is important these days because you get some money extra on the side that your regular job or business may not be able to give you. Now, one tip I have on that one is that, as the name suggests, if it's a side hustle, make sure that it remains on the side. Don't let that start to interfere with your main income source. It could be a job, it could be a business. And if your side hustle starts to take a lot of time and energy and you start to ignore your main job or your main business, then that's a risky thing to do. So my only tip there is let the side hustle be a side hustle. Now, if the side hustle starts to make money more than your main job or more than your business, then it could become your main hustle. But until then, because it's a side hustle, it should add on top but not interfere with your main income source. And the final thing is investment. Now, in making money through investment is not something that's going to happen right away. That's something that will grow over a period of time. You will have to put in some money, and we talked about that in our previous video on how you invest in the right way. But you put in some money and then you eventually start making money out of that after some years have gone by. And you make money either because your investment in itself has appreciated in value, or you're making dividends out of your investment. But that's a good way of making money as well. Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, puts it really nicely, and I like the way you put it. Investment you can think of as, when you've got your money, think of the money as something that works for you, like a worker. Like imagine, and he talks about in dollar terms, but we can talk about in terms of rupees as well. So if you have got $1 or 1 rupee and you've put that in an investment, basically the rupee or the dollar works for you, and its main job is to make more money, is to make more rupees and make more dollars. And that's exactly what investment is. Your money starts to make money for you, while maybe even when you're sleeping. So investment is a good way of making money as well, but it won't happen overnight. It will take some time, and over a period of time, your investments can also start giving you money in return. Get rich quick schemes are not a short way of building wealth. A long drawn hustle over a period of time is or can be your short way of building wealth and becoming financially independent. So I make videos on personal finance and personal growth. So if you like this kind of content, please please subscribe. And as I always keep saying, race only against yourself, because then you will always win. See you in the next video.